Hey guys, welcome to the Love of Books, Movies, and Happiness. My name's April. Today's review is Witchful Thinking by Celestine Martin. And completely ignore the voice. I don't know what's going on with that. I was fine up until I turned on the camera, so still have a slight cold. I think it's trying to get to me a little bit. Alright guys, so Witchful Thinking. I have never read Celestine Martin before. I was just going through the bookshelves looking for something a little more fantasy, Halloween, spooky-ish. Because it is the start of the season in my mind. I'm not like getting out Halloween decorations, but reading-wise, I am definitely shifting from my more traditional historical romances, beachy reads, just the fun reads you do during the summer. I am now shifting, I've noticed, more into my fall reading, which does mean some of my usuals, like Nora Roberts' Sign of the Seven trilogy. That's like a must every Halloween for me, or every spooky season. I have to read that at least a couple times. Stephen King's Pet Sematary, stuff like that, The Shining. Some of my usuals that I will read almost every year. I go back and pick up a copy of to check out. Then I get the newer books that I've randomly pick up just going through the shelves, like Witchful Thinking. A fun, magical-themed contemporary romance. So romantasy, just in a contemporary setting. It's a very cute, it's not really like scary, spooky, sorry, not trying to get the clock in there, but whatever. It's not a like scary, spooky story. It is a more fun, humor-based, elements of magic with just the unusual mixed in. Thought it sounded like a cute read, so I went ahead and picked it up. Was very delighted to discover it is in fact a very cute read, and definitely one I will be putting on my Kindle to reread at some point, because I really enjoyed this book. So Witchful Thinking, okay, the summary of what it's about here. We meet Lucinda Caraway, who lives in a small town called Freya Grove, the mystic seaside town where charms, hexes, and magical beings of all kinds are the norm. She spends her days teaching high school history and her nights reading tea leaves and tending to her conjure garden. It's a good life. But she can't stop wishing for more. So essentially, and that was just from the back of the book. That was like the first paragraph of the back of the book. Lucinda Caraway is your normal, everyday girl / woman. She's got her everyday life. She does her teaching. She does her tea leaves. But like many out there, she feels stuck. She feels like she hasn't really done anything, especially when her class reunion is coming up. And they get an email for it from the person setting up everything, doing what they call class notes, which is kind of like a brief summary on anything that's changed for them in the last 10 years or so, since the last reunion. And she's realizing she can just copy and paste from the year before. Like nothing has changed for her. And it has her down a little bit because she feels like she's just in a rut. Well, while she's meeting up with her sisters and a cousin to have a wedding planning meeting, because her cousin is getting married, which her cousin is Ursula. And Ursula is supposed to be getting married. Lucy is part of the wedding party. She's maid of honor, so they finds out that there's a wedding planning session, so they agreed to it. Well, during the session, Ursula makes everyone drinks. They're drinking, they're having fun, trying to figure out what exactly is going on, only to find out that Ursula is moving up her wedding. Because she's found out that this location has got an opening that would be earlier for them. Not only would it be an earlier date, it would save them money, but it would impress her soon-to-be mother-in-law. Which is what Ursula is trying to do. So she's all over it. She's very much like, yeah, let's do this. Lucy's a little worried, just because planning a wedding in 2 or 3 months can be stressful. They have to change everything. And are they sure that Ursula's doing this for the right reasons? But the bride is the bride, so whatever. But during the meeting, it comes up that each of them in the meeting wishes they had a little luck with something. Lucy kind of being she's kind of become the go-to person in the family for anything spell-wise. She's following in her grandmother's footsteps. Her grandmother was the head of the family when it came to that. Lucy has essentially taken over that role. So Lucy finds in the back of the spell book, of the family spell book, she finds a spell that she's heard of, but has never seen written down before. And it's a spell that's supposed to help make luck happen. So once they realize she has all the ingredients for it, they do the spell. They each put their wishes in. Well, Lucy, her wish is for more excitement. Well, she's going to get her wish. Meanwhile, while this is going on, we get introduced to Alexander Dwyer, who's a merman. He's also a famous photography person and supposed to be having a show. But his artistic talents are just kind of running a little dry. He's not finding much inspiration. He comes back home to Freya for his birthday, where he finds out that his parents have bought him a house. Much to his dismay, because he's not thinking he's ready to settle down. He's convinced that he's not ready to settle down. A mer person's supposed to be on the move. But they bought him a house. So his original plan was to fix it up and then sell it. Well, when he walks into the house, he feels like there's something odd about it. He just can't figure out what it is. Well, he runs into Lucy, who apparently was his high school crush before he broke her heart by leaving town. Okay? So he goes to Lucy, who finds out about the house and offers to help him figure out what's wrong with it. So they start interacting with each other. Meanwhile, Lucy's under this spell to bring in more excitement to her life. She's now finding herself in charge of making a fancy French dessert for a cakewalk. And she's doing all these other activities that she never thought she would do. But it's happening. Lucy and Alex end up starting a relationship. throughout the whole book, it is extremely entertaining to follow along. Because honestly, it's like one of those things where you've gotten together with your girlfriends for a night where you're down and you need your girlfriends with you. And then you all get together and decide to do this, feel good thing, and then it affects you, right? So now suddenly everything that she's wanted to happen is happening. She's keeping it in mind as it's a spell. Spell is causing all this, but the spell hasn't changed her. It's just opening up opportunities to her for her to grow. It is up to her to embrace it. If you're looking for a fantasy-based, magical, light-hearted romance with second chances, this is the one. This is definitely one that you really should check out. There is another book in this town. I don't remember the name of that one. I'm actually going to be getting that one next, I think. But there is, at my library, there was another book, same author, based in the town as well. It's one of the other girls, I think, in that one. Honestly, I give this book a 4.8 out of 5 stars for being lighthearted. The characters make sense. The storyline is enjoyable and easy to follow. There's not a ton of description of like the different creatures there. They just kind of lightly go over a few of them, but it's there. It's not a super complicated romance. It's just a fun, lighthearted, kind of spooky story that just kind of fits a good beginning of fall mood. So I definitely recommend checking this out. And then once I read the next book, I will be doing a review on the next book in the town as well. Because if I enjoyed this one, I have a feeling I'll enjoy the next one as well. Alright guys, for those who've read Celestine Martin or books like this, let me know what you would read next. Are there other authors in a similar style that I might enjoy reading? Let me know. And keep an eye out for my next fall-inspired reading reviews. Because you never know what I'm going to go back to. Closer to Halloween, I will do a video kind of grouping together my top 5 to 10 fall books so far of the year. But that'll be closer to Halloween. So keep an eye out for that as well. Till next time, guys. Keep reading.